Hey everybody and welcome back. I'm Eric for President. You know the drill, your one-stop shop for 5 VR stories you missed over the past couple days. As always, links and sources for everything discussed will be down in the video description. Timestamps for all stories will be in the pinned comment, that way you can watch what you want. A couple other items in the pinned comments, the current Oculus headset giveaways going on there, and the secondary channel is live, 2,000 subscribers already on it. Thank you all for that support. If you want some daily VR clips about random topics, that's the place for you. With that being said, please leave a like to support this video and let's jump right into what's going on. We start off today. It's easy to joke on HTC. I have done it plenty of times in the past, but HTC is doing a first for VR that could be something big. So straight from Vive, China President Alvin Wayne Grayling confirmed that the annual Vive Ecosystem Conference will be held entirely in VR amid worldwide industry event cancellations due to the world affairs going on. To be had on March 19th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the conference will be hosted on the Engage platform, which is a social platform designed for education and training, in which this allows speakers to host workshops and talks. It can be used both in and out of VR. And for this conference, it will feature audio tracks in both English and Chinese, and will also be live streamed to YouTube. The entire event in VR will be full 6 degrees of freedom, with technically no cap on attendance, because each room is able to be live time cloned. So technically, while there is a max of 50-ish per room, the experience can be viewed and duplicated to as many users as needed. Also, the event will be recorded spatially, meaning anyone can replay any session, still in full 6 degrees of freedom VR. So yeah, that's where we are right now with this one, the first ever large scale by a large VR company virtual conference. And this is fantastic. It's fantastic because it's going to show them what works, it's going to show them what doesn't work, and it's going to be a template possibly for future VR conferences, which I would love so I could attend more, because I just can't afford to be going out to every single one. I hope HTC does a great job. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this though down in the comments. But also, did you catch that Silent Hill 2 VR concept trailer that's going around? Because I want to talk about it. It's something special. Released by Hulapee on YouTube, we have a concept trailer for a potential Silent Hill 2 reimagining, but it's all in VR. In this trailer, we see a few demonstrations. For one, the atmosphere of a VR horror game is unmistakable, and my palms get clammy just watching this. We see a little bit of combat at the beginning, and it's nice to see full-body avatars. An interesting puzzle-solving element is showed here as well, with an intuitive-looking user interface. Overall, it looks fresh, it looks scary, but ultimately that may be where it ends. Now, you may remember Silent Hill PT, the traditional demo, and the VR version, which has almost universal appeal, but with Kojima sitting on the IP of Silent Hills, this may be something of just dreams. So I do want to reiterate that this is not a VR game. It's a VR game trailer showing a concept. There's nothing actively in the works for it, but I think it showcases, it does what it needs to do. It shows that there are a lot of old school games, a lot of things that can be made into VR that would have a lot of appeal, and a lot of appeal very quickly. And personally, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, I'd like to see some more horror games coming out. It doesn't need to be true jump scare horror like many games I see on the Steam store specifically, but it'd be nice to have a story-driven horror game, because there's something unmistakably awesome about horror that just putting on the headset, putting you in that immediate danger, those are the VR experiences that I always just love, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Now, something interesting that came out is aspiring developers that try to get onto the Oculus Quest store. Chris Pruitt recently came out with some new info on what he advises to all developers if they do not get accepted, and it kind of comes with a catch. It's no new news that the Oculus Quest store is very walled off and hard to get on. This is even more evident daily as more and more developers get denied with little to no reason why, with Crisis Brigade recently getting denied for the second time with, again, really no specific reasons. Right now, developers need to send Facebook a pitch document early in development and get accepted before even really starting on the game, because they do not know if they'll be able to get on the platform. Now, Chris Pruitt, who is the Oculus Director of Content Ecosystem, is encouraging these developers that were denied to join the Oculus Start Program. Oculus Start is Facebook's developer program for indie VR devs designed to provide access, support, and saving. It gives developers hardware, 1 year of Unity Plus, and access to private Oculus developer forums where Facebook staff actively engages. So yeah, that's the Oculus Start Program. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, but there is still a lot of ambiguity for developers if this is even the right path, because Oculus and Facebook does not give a lot of information about the Oculus Start program. In fact, by joining the Oculus Start program, developers still don't have a roadmap, a trajectory, or even know if any games have made it to this program and made it onto the Oculus Quest platform, which is the ultimate goal. So why join this program if you have no evidence that any game makes it to the Oculus Quest store? Even more, there's a lot of caveats with the Oculus Start program where you can be dropped at any time. If you've received funding from any other places like HTC or Sony, you are automatically disbarred from this program, even if it was a very nominal amount. Really, there's just a lot of problems with this, with all the ambiguity. If you want developers to make games for your platform, but they're worried about joining the Oculus Start program, they need to have every tool in their bag to know if it's the right program for them. But that's where we are right now. I'm not a big fan of it. I'd like Facebook to let people just make some games for the platform. Let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to keep talking about Life Alyx because I am so pumped for what it's going to be doing for VR. But Half-Life 3, do you think it would be VR? Let's discuss. Originally posted on Tech Radar by Henry St. Ledger, we get some insights to Valve's thinking behind the Half-Life IP and potentially the ending of Valve not getting to the third installments of their franchises. As we know, Life Alyx is not Half-Life 3, but speaking to Game Informer, Valve developer Robin Walker had a good amount to say about the potential of the Half-Life franchise. She says Half-Life means a lot to us, and it's been incredibly rewarding to refamiliarize ourselves with its characters, settings, and mechanics. There are Half-Life Alyx team members who have been at Valve since Half-Life 2, and quite a few go back to the original Half-Life game. There are also people on the team for whom Half-Life Alyx is the first time working on the series at all, and many of them certainly hope it's not the last. We absolutely see Half-Life Alyx as a return to this world, not the end of it. So yes, there is no official Half-Life 3 right now, but it makes me think, if this is just the beginning and they hope to return, will Half-Life 3 be in VR? That's something I'd love to hear your thoughts on. When I see Valve, I haven't seen a true great game since Portal 2 from them, right? But every time they release a game, every time Valve does a game, it always seems to progress either the genre or the platform or Valve. It's always progressing into something else. They like making innovations that matter. And because of that, it seems like they would stick with VR for a while because they always are at the forefront of pushing things forward. And that's exactly what VR is doing. So if there is a Half-Life 3, I heavily expect it to be a VR title. If not, I'm going to be happy there's just Half-Life 3. So you're going to hear no complaining from me if it's not VR, but I highly think it's possible. Let me know your thoughts. And our final story is a two-parter revisit to one game and a new concept because solo devs are doing amazing work and deserve some recognition. Our first one is this Beat Saber inspired boxing concept. Originally shared by NextBest22 on Reddit, it shows blue and red boxes with arrows indicating in which direction the hit should come from. While just a concept with no ETA of which headsets it will be on, or if it would even release, it still seems like a perfect workout to me. I see much better hitboxes in this than say Box VR, and being procedurally generated will give plenty of variation. Keep an eye out for this one and link to support this dev down in the description. Also, do you all remember Attack on Quest, and do you remember when it looked like this? Well, how about this? Welcome to the updated Attack on Quest released very recently. Better visuals, much better movement, better music playlist, a new gas management system, and more. This is shaping up quickly and well, and deserves your attention. The Attack on Quest, I'm just kind of blown away by where it started and where it is now. Things are moving very quickly, and these solo developers who are providing a lot of value to us all, thank you, thank you, and thank you. But that is the end of today's episode. If you did like it, please leave a like to support the video. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. That way you never miss an upload. If you want, join the Patreon. Every single thing donated to Patreon gets reinvested back to you for headset giveaways and more. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one, VR Space Cowboys.
Bang.